Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party unlicensed 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at SooSoo Toys' first Power Rangers release, Black Arbor Warrior, aka Dino Thunder Black Ranger. Now, I got mine as a review sample from Pop Collectibles. I've popped a link to their site in the description below for your reference purposes only. This is by no means a promotional video, this is a review. As always, all opinions are 100% my own. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new Power Rangers figure review goes live on the channel. As for the box art, having Dino Thunder Black's iconic gold outlined visor right on the front of the box against a black background is perfect. Like, this is all you need, really. You don't have to have crazy artwork everywhere that's busy and there's lightning bolts. This is clean and simple and effective. Then below that, we've got his chest logo, right behind his third-party name, Black Arbor Warrior. For those of you who are wondering what the hell an arbor is, well, the Japanese name for the Sentai show that was then converted to Dino Thunder for the US was called Arbor Ranger. That's why they decided to call him Black Arbor Warrior. Understated is the best way to describe this artwork. On the side of the box, we've got his arm diamonds with a gradient effect, so the middle one is the brightest of the five. Around the back, his name once more, a SooSoo Toys logo, as well as warnings and legal information. A question for y'all. Now that we've got officially licensed Power Rangers figures from 3-0, it's only a matter of time before they get to Dino Thunder eventually, right? So do you even see a need for these third-party 1/6 scale Ranger figures? Or are you happy to wait for the officially licensed versions from 3-0 whenever they decide to release them? For me personally, I'm willing to give SooSoo Toys a chance. I love 3-0, but I reckon there's plenty of room for multiple companies to be making 1/6 scale Rangers, as long as they're based off different looks from different seasons, of course. On the slipcover, we've got his chest logo smack bang in the middle, an image of the actual figure silhouetted behind it, as well as some fire and burning embers down below. First in-hand impressions for SooSoo Toys' Dino Thunder Black. He's pretty lightweight, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The outfit and the proportions, though, I can already tell you, solid. What we're going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Starting off with the display base first. But what is this? This is not SooSoo Toys' usual base mold. In fact, it's not a mold at all. You can see the rough edges where the bezel has been cut by like a CNC machine. And then they've drilled a hole around the back for the adjustable crotch grabber pole to slot into. Power Rangers has such a wealth of iconic imagery that this base is a letdown for me, because literally printing anything from Power Rangers like a logo or lightning bolts or the head of the Brachio staff or the front symbol of his outfit on the base would have been better and more exciting than this is. Yes, it will do the job. It'll keep him standing in the collection. But is it exciting? Yeah, nah. I've seen way better bases than this. Luckily, we're not buying the figures for their bases. The figure himself makes up for this quite lackluster base. So the Brachio staff has interchangeable bottom pieces, and they are keyed, so they will slot in quite securely. The longer one and having him hold it is probably the way I'm going to go. But the paint is gorgeous. The gold pinstriping, the silver teeth, the teeny tiny red eye up the top, the way the crest has been sculpted. This Brachio staff is perfect. I have literally no complaints with the way this looks, or the way it works with the swap out pieces of the staff down below. And lastly, a full array of hands, ranging from these splayed out finger style pose open palm ones, with the gold armor plates on the back and the ribbing across the knuckles. No leather grain texture though. There really should be a little bit of leather grain on the surface of these. Two gripping hands, and they're pretty soft, so prying open the fingers to get the brachio staff in there, or simply changing these out onto the body, shouldn't be a massive challenge. I don't think you're going to have to go running and grab a hairdryer to install these or to have them holding the weapon. Two closed fists, and then two open palm hands already installed on him right out of the box. What we're going to do now is get Tommy himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. Except for the brachio staff, I had to pop that on his belt just to complete the look. And now that I have, overall, from a bird's eye view, at a distance, very impressed. Is he perfect? No, absolutely not. This is their first 1/6 scale Ranger. There was bound to be, a couple of things that they didn't quite nail. But the body looks good. Proportions-wise, he looks accurate to the Japanese version of the show, Arbor Ranger, because JDF was jacked. This is not what he would look like in spandex. The outfit, slightly shiny, also quite accurate. And the helmet. The helmet shape and size-wise is correct, which is something that even 3-0 have struggled with their Power Rangers figures. However, there's also one massive flaw. It might not be an issue for you, but it is for me, and we'll dive into that in just a moment. Am I a huge Dino Thunder fan, therefore I'm automatically going to be biased and say awesome things about this figure? No, I've seen a little bit of it, but it's not my favourite season. My favourite is In Space. The real reason I got this guy is because it's Tommy in the suit, huge Tommy fan, and also I was curious, with 3-0 and now SooSoo Toys making 1/6 scale Ranger figures, which company did it best? Up close and personal, kicking things off with Tommy's helmet. Shape and size-wise, I think it looks solid. It fits in proportion with the body, and it sits at just the right height on the nice, thick, chonky neck, with a defined Adam's apple around the front underneath the white, slightly shiny spandex outfit. The way it's been painted with the gold pinstripe around the slightly darker visor compared to the black for the rest of the helmet, no problems there. The eyes are quite glossy for the brachio design, and we've got the fin up top with the hole straight through it. The only complaint I have is, why is it a matte finish? I know, you know, we all know that Power Ranger helmets are meant to be glossy. They are not meant to be matte like this. Maybe a stunt helmet would be more matte and satin so it doesn't show the scuffs on the surface. But we don't want to represent stunt helmets in the collection. At least I don't think we do. We want hero helmets, so this needs to be glossier. It's almost like they got 99% of the way there and they forgot the last step, which is applying some clear gloss to the surface of the helmet. I'm going to do it myself. I'll grab some Tamiya or Mr. Hobby spray, give it a bit of a spritz, because it's coming very close to ruining this piece for me. It doesn't, but still, it's something that needs to be fixed. I was doing some research to make sure I wasn't going crazy about the whole glossy helmet thing, and luckily I wasn't, it is meant to be glossy. I noticed another inaccuracy. There's meant to be some silver paint around the base of this fin at the top of the helmet. SooSoo Toys didn't even sculpt a raised lip for that silver paint to sit on, so when they were doing research, I suppose they looked at it, decided the silver paint wasn't necessary, and just omitted it entirely. We won't spend long here. Around the back, super straightforward, literally just a black spandex outfit. It's got a ladder stitch up the back, no zippers, so switching out the body if you want to go for something seamless, like a Fison body that's slightly bulkier than this, you will have to unstitch it, pop the body in, stitch it back up, and call it a day. Or you could install a zipper, if you so choose. The belt is made of rubbery plastic, and this is where it closes over itself. They've glued it in place, so once again, something you're going to have to contend with if you're looking to do a body swap. Another complaint. I know, it looks beautiful. Like, this is gorgeous looking piece. The gold is shiny, the satin finish for the outfit, how it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's all on point. Except for the chest logo. It's not as wide as it should be. It's a bit skinny and tall, and that's because the spandex outfit is contracting over his pecs. If you did switch the body, then maybe you could stretch out the logo and it would look more accurate than this does. Not a deal breaker, and it didn't come close like the helmet. This is just a really minor thing. It is screen printed on the surface, it's slightly shiny, and these diamonds on his sleeves are screen printed as well, same thing with the ones down his legs. Just watch out for them when you're doing dynamic posing, because if one of the diamonds is making contact with another, like it's being pinched in a joint, eventually they are going to fuse. Then when you bring the arm back down, after you've had it bent for ages, you're going to cause damage to the surface of these screen-printed diamonds. Damn, this morpher looks good. It's tiny, but the sculpt work is very sharp, and the paint as well. They've even painted the teeth inside the mouth of the brachio head. The band it sits on is made of rubbery plastic, and it is adjustable. So you can bring it down to cover up the wrist pegs, and now this guy looks entirely seamless. Even though the belt is sculpted plastic, it too is adjustable up and down. I prefer to slide it down further than how it was out of the box. It was riding quite high, but that's personal preference. If you like it sitting higher, absolutely go for it. The brachio staff sits inside this, again, sculpted rubbery plastic holster, but there's some leather grain on the surface, which isn't present on either the cuffs above the gloves or his belt. Coming down to the legs, they're surprisingly thick feeling, and there's no padding underneath this outfit. It's just the base body that's doing all of the heavy lifting. The pants have the gold diamonds on the outside, and the orientation of the fabric is correct, so that the weave is going horizontally rather than vertically. Sounds like a weird thing to point out, but if it was done incorrectly, this just wouldn't have looked right. Coming down to the boots, they're sculpted plastic, there's leather grain on the surface, some wrinkling, and also some sculpted tread on the underside. The one thing that I'm not super sure about when it comes to the boots is they flare out too much. They look a bit big for him. If they were reduced in size at the top, not the bottom is fine, then they would have looked like they were the correct size for Tommy. Right now, from the front, especially that one, something's a touch off here. For a quick side-by-side comparison, on the left, SooSoo Toys Dino Thunder Black Ranger, and on the right, 3Zero's officially licensed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Tommy Oliver in the Suit Green Ranger. As you can see, 3Zero's figure is the taller of the two. SooSoo Toys also noticed this because they issued a statement saying, well, we don't know what kind of research the other companies did, but ours are accurate. They're supposed to be this way, the proportions look better, and I agree, the proportions do look better, but they could have scaled everything up because, let's be honest, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the most iconic season, and if you are collecting Power Rangers figures, chances are you have the 3-0 releases, so the third-party ones really do need to scale correctly with them. Even though they made excuses saying that theirs are more accurate, they're still planning on including ankle extenders with their future Ranger figures, not this guy, so that scaling should be closer to the officially licensed pieces. I'm hoping that we can also get those ankle extenders for Dino Thunder Black, because right now, these two standing side by side, they don't look like they're the same person, and they really should, because they're supposed to be. Going over articulation, starting off with his helmet. There's a ball joint at the base of the neck and another one up underneath the helmet itself. Looking forward to there, looking up to there, heaps of range for dynamic posing, swivel, and tons of pivot side to side. His shoulder pads are somewhat flexible, so they get out of the way of the arms going up to there. Watch out for the brachio staff going forward on soft ratchets. There's a butterfly joint at the shoulder that hinges up and down. Double bend at the elbow, also on ratchets going past 90. Then for the wrist peg, it's a hinge and swivel. His torso crunches forward completely unhindered by padding to there, going back to there, swivel, and pivot side to side. His legs go forward to there once again, no padding, no problem. Going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh. Ratcheted double bend at the knee, going past 90, but the boot does flare out at the top and it collides with the thigh. That's what prevents the knee joint from going any further. And lastly, a double ball peg and a split cut boot design, good for forward and back swivel, as well as ankle tilt. Wrapping up on SooSoo Toys Black Arbor Warrior, aka Tommy Oliver as Black Dino Thunder Ranger from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Is this my favourite season of Power Rangers? No, far from it. But then again, I didn't grow up with this season. I grew up with Mighty Morphin, Turbo, Zeo, and In Space. The rest of the season's not my jam, but the reason I picked this guy up is because this is Tommy. And I want to build out a Tommy shrine, especially because we lost JDF far too young, and I want to commemorate an awesome dude, an awesome actor, an awesome ranger in my collection. Does this figure fit the bill? I think he does. Proportions look good. He's slightly short, but I can get around that just by popping him on a riser perhaps. The outfit is stunning, no complaints there. But the boots are slightly large, and the helmet isn't glossy. That's the one thing that I can't get over. How is this helmet not glossy? It's a well-known thing. 3-0 got it right. Other third-party companies got it right, like Toy Battalion with their Power Rangers. But SooSoo Toys decided to go satin/matte, and it could be a stunt helmet versus a hero helmet thing. I don't know why they didn't go gloss, but this helmet needs a gloss coat, and then it will pop. This Ranger will look a hell of a lot better with that shiny helmet. If you couldn't care less about the shine, awesome! Even better, you're going to love this piece and you can just ignore everything I've said regarding the helmet. Now, I got mine as a review sample from Pop Collectibles. As always, this is not a promotional video, this is a review. All opinions have been 100% my own. If you're heading down to the description, I have popped a link to Pop Collectibles down there for your reference purposes only. Also, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.